Namaste. Today we are back with another interesting episode on Nadi Pariksha. Without delaying much, let's quickly look into the physiology of pulse. Pulse is the rhythmic dilation of an artery generated by the opening and closing of the aortic valve in the heart. Pulse is formed due to the expansion of the arterial wall that is caused because of the flow of blood as a result of systolic pressure. Whenever we visit the doctor, he holds our hand, places his fingertips somewhere near the wrist, looks at the watch, says a number, and notes it down. Have you wondered what it could be? Well, that's what is pulse examination. A pulse can be felt by applying firm fingertip pressure to the skin at sites where the arteries travel near the skin surface. It is more evident when surrounding muscles are relaxed. Most of you might have pondered about the difference between the heart rate and pulse rate, right? Although numerically both occur the same, technically they are different. A heart rate is the number of times your heart beats in a span of a minute. A pulse rate is the number of times your arteries create a noticeable pulse due to the increase of blood pressure as a result of your heart contracting. Hence, we can infer that essentially heart rate is the pulse rate, and factors that influence the heart rate also end up influencing the pulse rate. However, the heart rate sometimes may be greater or lesser than the pulse rate based on the physiological demand. In such cases, the heart rate is auscultated at the apex. This difference between the two is known as pulse deficit. It can occur in conditions like premature beats or atrial fibrillation. After getting to know the difference between the two, shouldn't we know how exactly they are related as well? For that, we need to know about heartbeat and the conduction of heart. The conduction involves a complex system which through series of impulse conduction finally produces a heartbeat. The conduction in the heart mainly takes place through the SA node, also known as the pacemaker of the heart, the AV node, the bundle of His, the right and left Purkinje fibers. Electrical signals arise in the SA node. This stimulates the atria to contract. Then the signals travel to the atrioventricular node or the AV node, which is located in the interatrial septum. After a delay, the electrical signal diverges and is conducted through the left and right bundle of His to the respective Purkinje fibers for each side of the heart, as well as the endocardium at the apex of the heart. The chordae tendineae, which is attached to the ventricles, begin to contract, thus causing ventricular contraction. These signals are generated rhythmically, which in turn results in the coordinated rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart. In this whole cycle, the heartbeat is caused in two phases. The first phase being the closure of the atrioventricular valves, that is, the tricuspid and the bicuspid valves. The second phase being the closure of the semilunar and the aortic valves. Another interesting concept that we have to concentrate on is the systole and diastole of the heart. During the entire cycle, the heart gets filled with blood when it relaxes. This phase is known as the diastole of the heart. When the heart undergoes contraction, the blood gets ejected out from the ventricle. This phase is known as the systole of the heart. It is these factors which helps us establish the relation between the heartbeat and the pulse. The cycles of systole and diastole of the chambers of the heart generate a pressure wave in the walls of the arteries as blood flows and causes the contraction and relaxation of the walls, thus giving a pulsating effect. When the heart does so much work in precision, don't you think there must be something to keep a check on it? We will look into that right away. Imagine that you are alone in a place and you suddenly come across a snake. Your heart starts beating faster and louder. You start sweating. Breathing becomes rapid, isn't it? Do you know why this happens? Well, your body is trying to cope up with the situation by releasing certain hormones by the action of the sympathetic nervous system. After some time, when the snake is gone, leaving you unharmed, the heart rate comes back to normal and everything sets in as before. This happens by the action of the parasympathetic nervous system. Such emotional factors like stress, fright, excitement may temporarily increase the heart rate, while meditation, listening to soothing music will decrease your heart rate. By now, I am sure that all of you would have got a slight picture about the heart rate and pulse rate. So let's dive into another interesting segment, that is pulse examination. Before getting into the how to do the pulse examination, let us first learn where it can be done. There are majorly 7 pulsatory sites in our body: the carotid artery, the radial artery, the brachial artery, the temporal artery, the femoral artery, the popliteal artery, and the dorsalis pedis artery. Now it's time for us to learn how to do the examination. The radial pulse is commonly measured using 3 fingers. There is a reason for this. The finger closest to the heart is used to occlude the pulse pressure. The middle finger is used to get a crude examination of the blood pressure, and the finger most distal to the heart is used to nullify the effects of the ulnar pulse, as both the radial and the ulnar artery are connected via the palmar arches, superficial and deep. The major aspect that we need to keep in mind is that the thumb should not be used for examining, because its own pulse is likely to be misunderstood with the patient's pulse. Along with this, we need to be careful that applied pressure should be light, because excess of it can make the pulse disappear entirely. While examining the pulse, the examiner should focus on the rate, rhythm, and strength of the amplitude. The average rate in the adult ranges from 60 to 100 beats per minute. The rhythm is checked for possible irregularities, which may be an indication of the general condition of the heart and the circulatory system. Amplitude of the pulse can range from impalpable to bounding and full, as these terms can lead to misinterpretation, as standardized grading can be assigned for amplitude measurement. 0. Pulse cannot be felt. 1. Weak pulse, which is difficult to palpate and fades easily. 2. Pulse requires light palpation. Once located, it is stronger than 1. Grade 3. Normal pulsation. Grade 4. Strong, bounding, easily palpated, hyperactive, and could indicate a pathological condition. We all know that accuracy is an important aspect of the medical field. Hence, for precise measurement of form, movement, the force of the pulse, an instrument called a sphygmograph is widely used. The pulse tracing by this instrument consists of a curve having a sudden rise known as the primary elevation, followed by a sudden fall, after which there is a gradual descent, marked by a number of secondary elevations. Apart from measuring the pulse from arteries, a weak and feeble pulse can also be felt in the veins through a sphygmogram. The tracing obtained is thus called a phlebogram. In the initial part of the video, we saw that the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system helps in controlling the heart rate. So any factors that has an impact on the nervous system, like environment, food, drugs, emotions, diseases, age, circadian rhythm, etc., will have an impact on the heart rate, thereby influencing the pulse rate. Hence, the accurate assessment of the variation of the pulse will serve as a key factor to understand the whereabouts of the body. In this video, we looked into the definition of the pulse and how it is associated with the heart rate. We also understood the conduction of the heart and how the cycle of systole and the diastole result in the formation of the arterial pulse. We studied the different factors that affect the heart rate. Then we moved to the different sites of pulse diagnosis and understood in brief how to examine the pulse. We got to know the major characteristics of the pulse and also understood in brief about the sphygmograph. If you like this video, hit the like button and comment your opinions. Consider subscribing to our channel and share with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more updates.